So my name's Callan Murray. I'm 24 years old. I grew up in Joburg. I didn't have much to do with racing in the early part of my life, but a family friend of ours who was a steward in Joburg mentioned to me that I should try. I was quite small at the time, and I moved over to the Durban Academy once I'd been accepted, and I haven't looked back. It's been nine years now and 4 years as a professional, and I definitely couldn't have dreamt of the success I've had. It's really been a roller coaster, but a lot of positives. I've now ridden 9 Group 1s, ridden in Hong Kong and Singapore and Australia successfully. I managed to win some group races in Hong Kong as well. So yeah, very exciting. I also managed to win an apprentice championship. So yeah, I'm very honoured to have had the opportunities I've had throughout my career, and I'm really looking forward to adding quite a few more to that list. The Jockey Academy instilled a lot of good traits in me that I've obviously kept throughout my career. So yeah, anyway, I had a lot of success during my apprenticeship, and I moved to Joburg in my last 2 years of my apprenticeship. I rode quite a few winners and really enjoyed my time, but towards the end of my apprenticeship I felt that I still could have learned a bit more, and that there was still a bit more opportunity whilst I was still an apprentice. So I was fortunate enough to meet a man by the name of Matt Pumper, who organised a job for me with David Hayes in Australia. It was only going to be a short stint, but nevertheless good experience. So I took that up in the last month of my apprenticeship, and went over to Oz to ride for Mr. Hayes, where I enjoyed good success and got to experience racing from a completely different perspective. It was a lot of hard work over there, but I managed to learn a few different things, like working with times and obviously being a bit more hands-on in the yard, with that being that they have a lot less staff in Australia. So it was a lot of hard work, but I learned a lot in a very short space of time. Yeah, so after Australia I came back to South Africa as a fully fledged jockey, and I hadn't really had any plans, no cement plans at least, and I came back and enjoyed a lot of success. I rode my first Group 1 2 months out of my apprenticeship, and a month later I rode 3 in a day, which was absolutely massive, and the very next morning I got the call up for Hong Kong, and I was gone within a week. So I did the last 2 months of my first season as a jockey in Hong Kong, where I enjoyed a lot of success. I managed to have 2 Group 3 winners and 2 other winners. So yeah, it was very successful the 2 months I was there, and I still thought I was quite young, and so did the Jockey Club. So I decided to come back to South Africa and see how it went with a little bit more experience. So I came back to South Africa and had a really good time for a year. Managed to bag, I think it was another 4 Group 1s, which I was really pleased with, and I reapplied for Hong Kong and went over for another 6 months. It was a bit of a battle, but I learned a lot during my time there. It was extremely humbling, and I learned to deal with situations in different ways and how to work through it. So yeah, it was a good experience for me. Straight after Hong Kong I went to Singapore, where I also enjoyed some really nice success and had a good time over there, before realizing I wanted to come back to South Africa and achieve more goals here. Yeah, so I've obviously had the fortune of working with a lot of really good trainers in my career. Obviously, Mr. de Kock being one of them, who I've had a lot of success for. And it's really been a good experience. You learn a lot from those situations and riding for them. So yeah, it's been very exciting, and I've learned a lot from that. And then with regards to the Group 1s, obviously my first Group 1 winner being Heavenly Blues, now a stallion. He's obviously doing well, and his first crop will come up soon, so that's been exciting. And Rafif, who's already had some success, it's obviously very close to my heart. I rode him in most of his starts, and he was a very talented horse, so it's really exciting, and it's nice to get the blood he has into South Africa, and obviously being with Ridgemont, it's exciting. I'll be able to be a bit more of a part of his career. Yeah, so firstly, obviously, I'm very honoured that Mr. Crawford has given me this opportunity, and I'm very excited, and I certainly want to make the most of it. I've been doing a bit of travelling up to the Cape. I really like it down there. So, when Mr. Crawford mentioned it to me, there, obviously a bit of thought went into it, but it was quite an easy decision, and yeah, I'm very excited for the move. We seem to get on really well, and I sort of understand what he wants, and it's obviously just improving as a team. And throughout my career, I've worked mainly sort of with a team, so I feel like I thrive off that, and I'm very excited to have a lot of success in that way.